Ford Expedition Without Heating, a comprehensive guide to troubleshooting and solutions. The Ford Expedition is a full-size SUV known for its ruggedness, space, and family-friendly features. However, like any vehicle, it is not immune to occasional issues. One common problem some Ford Expedition owners face is the lack of heating, especially during colder months. Driving without heat can be both uncomfortable and potentially dangerous, especially in extreme weather conditions. In this article, we'll cover the possible reasons your Ford Expedition's heating system isn't working, how to troubleshoot the issue, and steps to resolve it. Understanding how the heating system works. Before diving into troubleshooting, it's important to understand the basics of how a vehicle's heating system works. In most vehicles, including the Ford Expedition, the heating system operates by transferring heat from the engine to the cabin through a series of components. Here's a simplified breakdown. 1. Coolant system. The engine coolant absorbs heat as the engine runs. This hot coolant is then circulated through the heater core. 2. Heater core. The heater core acts like a mini radiator. Hot coolant passes through the heater core, and the blower motor pushes air over it, sending warm air into the cabin. 3. Blower motor and fan. These components distribute the heated air throughout the interior of the vehicle. 4. HVAC controls. The user interface allows you to adjust temperature, airflow direction, and fan speed. When the heating system fails, it's usually due to an issue with one or more of these components. Common reasons your Ford Expedition has no heat. Several factors can cause the heating system in your Ford Expedition to malfunction. Here are the most common culprits. 1. Low coolant levels. The heating system relies on the engine's coolant to produce warm air. If the coolant level is low, the heater core may not receive enough hot coolant, resulting in no heat. This could be caused by a coolant leak or insufficient topping off during maintenance. 2. Thermostat malfunction. The thermostat regulates the flow of coolant between the engine and radiator. If it's stuck open, the engine may not reach its optimal operating temperature, preventing hot air from circulating. Conversely, if it's stuck closed, the engine could overheat. 3. Clogged heater core. Over time, debris and rust can accumulate inside the heater core, blocking the flow of coolant. A clogged heater core prevents the system from transferring heat to the cabin. 4. Faulty blower motor. The blower motor is responsible for pushing air over the heater core and into the cabin. If the blower motor fails, you won't feel any airflow, regardless of the heater core's condition. 5. Air in the coolant system. Air pockets in the cooling system can block the flow of coolant to the heater core. This often happens after a coolant flush or system repair if the air wasn't properly bled out. 6. Faulty blend door actuator. The blend door actuator controls the mix of hot and cold air to achieve the desired cabin temperature. If it malfunctions, you may only receive cold air even if the heater core is working properly. 7. Electrical issues. Wiring problems, blown fuses, or a faulty climate control module can also lead to heating system failure. Troubleshooting steps. If your Ford Expedition's heating system isn't working, follow these steps to diagnose the issue. 1. Check coolant levels. Open the hood and locate the coolant reservoir. Ensure the coolant level is between the min and max marks. If it's low, add the manufacturer recommended coolant and check for leaks. 2. Inspect the thermostat. Observe the engine temperature gauge on the dashboard. If the engine isn't warming up properly, the thermostat might be stuck open. A professional mechanic can test and replace a faulty thermostat. 3. Examine the heater core. Feel the heater core hoses under the hood. If one hose is hot and the other is cold, the heater core may be clogged. Flushing the heater core can sometimes resolve blockages. 4. Test the blower motor. Turn on the heater and adjust the fan speed. If you hear no sound or feel no airflow, the blower motor might be faulty. Check the blower motor fuse and replace it if necessary. 5. Bleed the coolant system. Air in the system can be bled out by using a coolant bleeder valve or by following the manufacturer's bleeding procedure. Always ensure the engine is cool before opening the system. 6. Inspect the blend door actuator. Listen for clicking noises behind the dashboard when adjusting the temperature. Clicking often indicates a faulty actuator. Replacing a blend door actuator may require partial disassembly of the dashboard. 7. Check electrical connections. Inspect fuses related to the HVAC system. Look for loose or damaged wiring near the heater components. DIY solutions for restoring heat. If you're comfortable working on your vehicle, some heating issues can be resolved at home. Here are a few common fixes. Top off coolant. If the coolant level is low, simply add more coolant. Be sure to use the correct type specified in your Ford Expedition's manual. Flush the heater core. Disconnect the heater core hoses and use a garden hose to flush out debris. Reconnect the hoses and refill the coolant. Replace fuses. Use the owner's manual to locate and replace blown fuses related to the HVAC system. Replace the thermostat. This requires draining some coolant, removing the old thermostat, and installing a new one. Ensure you use a gasket sealer to prevent leaks. When to seek professional help. While some repairs can be done at home, certain issues require professional expertise. Seek help from a certified mechanic if the problem persists after basic troubleshooting. The heater core needs replacement. This can be labor-intensive. Electrical issues are causing the malfunction. The HVAC control module needs diagnosis or replacement. Preventive maintenance tips. To avoid heating issues in your Ford Expedition, follow these maintenance tips. 1. Regular coolant flushes. Flush and replace coolant every 30,000–50,000 miles, depending on your owner's manual recommendations. 2. Inspect belts and hoses. Check for wear and tear on coolant hoses and replace them as needed. 3. Monitor engine temperature. Pay attention to the temperature gauge and address any overheating issues promptly. 4. Check for leaks. Inspect the coolant system regularly for leaks, especially around the radiator, hoses, and water pump. Conclusion. A non-functioning heating system in your Ford Expedition can make winter driving uncomfortable and inconvenient. By understanding the common causes, troubleshooting effectively, and performing regular maintenance, you can resolve heating issues and keep your SUV in optimal condition. Whether it's a simple fix like topping off coolant or a more complex repair like replacing a heater core, addressing the problem promptly will ensure you stay warm and safe on the road. If you're unsure about any step, don't hesitate to consult your local mechanic. Keeping your Ford Expedition in top shape will not only improve your driving experience but also extend the life of your vehicle.